With one of the greatest challenges in real estate right now is having not enough listings in our area. So, with that shortage of listings, our opportunity is to get in front of people that are thinking about selling to see if we can't talk to them about the opportunity they have right now in the market. So, one of the greatest ways to do that is to either do a letter targeting either past expireds or homeowners, letting them know that you might have buyers in the area. So, we're going to show you how to do that in the designs. So this is one of multiple formats that you can do. We can do a postcard, we can actually do a letter, half sheet of paper, anything like that. I'm doing a letter to my neighbors, so I'm going to share with you what I did. So we're coming to designs on the left-hand side. We're going to come to the plus sign, and we're going to choose print if you're looking for postcards, flyers, things like that. For a social media post, you would go to social, but in this case, I want an actual handout that I can give to them, whether it's door knocking with it, mailing it out personally, or doing a postcard with it. So we're going to say print and go to next. When we go to next, this is going to take us to the design system. In the design system, I'm targeting listings, so I'm going to go to the listing category here on the left. Now, there's a couple different options here, but I like using the neighborhood snaps, and I'll show you why. In the neighborhood snaps and the flyers for letters, these are a couple letters that you can use, and I thought that they looked different than anything I'd ever created before. I personally liked this version, but you can also use this one. So we would just pick one and click on the use button, and it allows us to come in and design this. Now, originally, this letter was just telling them about the market. Now, we're still going to tell them about the market, yet I want them to know about the market that matters to them, and I want to highlight in this paragraph up here the fact that there are buyers looking. So I might just say in the headline, we have buyers looking for a home like yours. Now, clearly that text is too large, so I'm going to take this to widen it a little bit, and then I'm going to shrink it down some. Center this, and in my case, I'm targeting the neighborhood of Coral Ridge Isles, so I can just rename that Coral Ridge Isles, or I might just say, hey neighbor, something like that, but I want the headline to grab their attention, right? When they open this letter or handout that I leave at the door, I want them to see that. I've got some information about me, so good news is I could just drag my picture over here and replace it right there, and I could put my information here, double click inside, and sometimes if it doesn't work that way, just use the typewriter. It makes it easier to make sure the text is perfect. So I'll go ahead and put in my information, Jay Cermak, as you can see here. Put in your information there as well. Replace my DBA logo. So this is not editable, but there's the logos on the left. So I like to hit just the delete button on this. Remove. Come over here to the left, and I'm going to pop in that logo, shrink it down a little bit, put it in this corner, and then I've got one for my team, so I'll put that logo here as well, and right there. Perfect. Now I'm going to put the rest of the information in, so we're going to edit this to put my name, number, and email address. You're getting the idea that you can make the changes, modify the text. That's really what I wanted to showcase here. The biggest thing to me, though, is this paragraph should really highlight the fact of what's happening in the neighborhood. So in my neighborhood specifically, we have less than 2 months inventory. There's not enough homes selling. So I'm actually going to write, hey, we have buyers in your area, and with less than 2 months of inventory, there are not enough homes for them to buy. This is a fantastic time to take advantage of the market as a seller and your opportunity to maximize your investment and make the most money selling. Right? That's kind of the path I'm going on. Now, obviously, I don't want to spend time doing this whole letter, so let me show you the one that I had done. So if I come over here, this is my version of that same letter. Here was the original. Here's my version. Now, I didn't edit this. That was my one thing I'm going to do differently next time, is to say we have buyers looking, because I think that headline will grab them. But this is what I wrote. I basically talked about, hey, we have 2 months of inventory in hand and a high demand to buy in the area, giving you the best advantage to make the most money on the sale of your home. Several homes are under contract in less than 7 days with multiple offers. Plus, we are working with buyers right now looking for a home like yours. So I kind of had it in the text there. Have you considered selling and taking advantage of the incredible market? nervous about selling and not able to find a place, we have solutions to help you sell and find your place. Let's chat and discuss ways we have helped sellers sell now and find a home to buy. Call or text this phone number. My information, my logos like I showed you before. Now here's a couple changes I made. I added my app because I want them to stay up to date on what's happening in their neighborhood, and guess what? My app will do the neighborhood data with Nextdoor, at least in my area. So that's something that I wanted to do as a scan here, grab away. So that's an image I created. The right had a little thing about what buyers are looking for, and I updated it to match what they're looking for in this neighborhood. 3 to 4 bedrooms, updated bright kitchen, open concept, updated bathrooms, flexible outdoor space, gets them the most money in my neighborhood. Popped in another image of how they can actually save the money. And then I had my little widget down below. Now, here's the trick with the widget. The widget itself originally might have had some stuff. So if I come to KWLS and I'm going to come to snapshots and type in Coral Ridge Isles, which is going to search for all the neighborhoods that we have. And it gives me 2 little widget options. The banner on the long side or the rectangle. So I'm going to click this rectangle, come over here and hit replace. Now here's the difference. Look at that variation of the data I had and what they have. 520, 340, 16 active, which is actually not true. I went into the MLS and found out today there are only 9 active. Remember, this original widget is everything in the MLS. Rentals, it is commercial potentially, it is a townhome, single family home. I want to market this specifically. So here's the trick of what I did. I came here and I used the shapes to kind of change this out. So if I were to come in and say, you know what, I don't want that to be the average price, because remember, I'm going to use this template again and again, so spend the time to make it perfect the way you want. I'm going to put a square here, and then I'm going to come over here, and we're going to make that square black and this part black, because then I can write my own white text over it. So don't feel like you're locked to what this is. Then I can just duplicate that little square, come down below, and I can block that one. And I would do the same thing for shapes with a white square. So my white square here, there we go. And I'm going to change this instead to white. So I can do that by just selecting white over here, apply, and for this I might just say no outline, apply. There we go. I've got that square, so I click here and I can just come to duplicate. So I'm just doing this the first time, so then I can add the text. So I'll put it there, duplicate again, move it over here, duplicate again, move it over here. So I'm showing you, I like the layout because it's different, but the data may not be what I need it to be for that specific neighborhood. So you would just add text now, and I might just add it as a subtitle, and let's just say, well, I already did the math. So on my designs, I added white text to say 573 is the average list price and 576 was the average sold price according to my MLS data. So I went back to the MLS, said single family homes only that fit in this neighborhood, and that narrowed down with only 9 active. I had a total of 12 pending. Days in market were 45 days, so not quite the long term they were saying, because we had one outlier that was over 1,000 days on the market, messing up the numbers. And then I changed the last category to say houses sold because we didn't have any sold data there. And I added list to sale price ratio here to let them know that they're getting 98% or higher of their ask price. So that's how you can take this same design and enhance it with what you want. The last thing I did was I went to my neighborhood and I took a picture of the sign of the neighborhood. Whatever image would work, you can take it yourself. I did kind of a panoramic view because that is the neighborhood we're in. This is the sign we see at both ends of the neighborhood, and I wanted that to be there for a visual reference. That's what you could do with that bottom image, to put in a picture of the neighborhood, of whatever landmarks in the neighborhood, or just a couple homes in the neighborhood to showcase that this is their neighborhood. That's how I enhanced my letter. Feel free to take this play, do your own version. I'm going to make multiple versions of this as I go along. So I'm actually going to, I like the text of this one. So good news is I can just come over here and I can copy that, come over here, paste it here. And at least this way, the next time I do this letter with the new numbers, I can now enhance it in a different way. And we're basically just saying the same thing, and we're just going to keep giving them the same flyer with different information. So that's just a way to do it here. Don't forget you have company images if you need different stuff here that you can come in and get. If you just wanted to have like app images like what I've used, here's a bunch of them to throw in and just say download my app today. My favorite thing though is once this is done, guess what? I can now download this as a PDF, something that's high resolution print, and I can download it to use later. So that's just one example of how you can create a letter for a specific neighborhood, get the information. I did have to modify this little widget, but as you saw, it didn't take as much time. Once I had it, next time I come in here, guess what? This is a white text box, and I can change the number instantly. And so are these. So now I've got it in a format that next time I want to change it, I can. Click on the download button. This is going to bring it in, come to my designs, and there you go. I now have this flyer to print out, have ready, got the information about the neighborhood. I can go door knocking with this and give them a letter. I can mail it to them. I'm targeting specifically expired listings that hadn't relisted who tried to sell back in 2017. And I'm finding a lot of them wanted prices that are working today. So I'm hoping to get a conversation with them, and these are just a way that you can get that out there. So that's just one example of how you can start getting listings by leveraging the ability to have print material to go out there. Thanks so much for joining us. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, you can follow me on KB Connect and YouTube today.